Hey, what's up, guys? So for those of you guys who are interested in Escort's upcoming new remote mount radar detector and laser jammer system, we've got some more information available about it now. Now, the product is not available for sale yet, and before it is available, any sort of manufacturer, in order to sell it in the States, actually has to send it to the FCC for testing and to go through the approval process. Now, a lot of the information that's been used for that testing has been made available publicly, and what we're going to be looking at here is we're going to take a look at that information, including the owner's manual with all the documentation. This is going to be going over the different features and actually showing us what the detector looks like. So we're going to run through the different components, and then we're even going to be cracking open the front antenna and taking a look under the hood so we can see some of the internal components. So with that said, let's jump into it. Now, if you want to take a look at this stuff too, the way that you do it is you're going to want to go to this link here. I'll put the link in the video description. And then once you get there, you're going to want to scroll down here, and there's a box. You're going to want to type in QKL M7R. QKL is Escort's company code, and then M7 remote. Type in or click search, and that's going to bring us here to the FCC's website. Perfect. Now for any one of these options here, we're just going to click on detail, and then that'll bring us here. Excellent. Now what we're going to want to take a look at here in this video are the external and internal photos of the new radar detector antenna, the M7 horn, as well as some of the documentation. So let's actually start with the owner's manual first. So here's a copy of the owner's manual. Now, taking a look, again, this is going to go over all the different menu options and features, which would be pretty cool. But let's actually start with the components and how this detector actually looks. So if you're going to be going for the front setup only with the MaxCi, you're going to be getting Escort's new front radar detector. So it should have great performance and improved blind spot filtering capabilities, as well as new laser jammers, which actually look really similar to the Blinder HP905 Compact. This setup here for the front only MaxCi is going to retail for $3,000. If you want to add the rear protection, to add the rear radar detector and 2 rear laser jammers, that's another $500 to get the MaxCi360. So you're looking at $3,500. Now, the laser jammers for the front and the rear are the same. The radar detectors are not. It looks like they're using their traditional M3 style horn for the rear radar detector. So if you're familiar with the 9500 Ci or the STIR Plus, it's the same thing. It's actually the same idea as the Redline or the Magnum, just the external version. Now, the laser jammers are actually going to be plugging into the shifter box right here, and the shifter box then plugs into their main control interface right there. They're kind of the main brains of the whole setup. And then you've got your GPS antenna, you've got your new display right here, as well as your control module with all the different buttons. Now, if we scroll down, there's more information about, close-up of each individual component. So, like, here's the control module with all the different buttons. Here is the new display, which looks very reminiscent of the MaxCi360, which makes sense. So, same display here. The arrows are presented a little bit differently here. There's no side arrows there. It's just front, middle, and behind. Now, if we scroll down, we've also got a list of all the different menu options. So if you want to read over them and see what all the different menu options are, you can take a look at it here. You'll notice there is no BS RDR option, for example, because this is a digital design antenna like the MaxCi MaxCi360. Now, if we keep scrolling down, it's also going to show us some examples of the different display modes when you're detecting signals, different colors, different ways of presenting the alerts. You're going to also see things for like your red light camera alerts, etc. So you can take a look at that and learn a little bit more about the detector. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at this new M7 style radar detector antenna. It comes in this new style radar detector weatherproof box. So it looks like this. Here's another picture of it. And here's a picture of the box itself, and here are the 2 horns right there. You'll notice the main weatherproof case is actually quite a bit larger than just the horns itself, and that's actually something you'll see if we take a look back here in the owner's manual. You'll notice that the new front antenna is actually bigger than the rear antenna. So interesting, good to know. Now, if we take a look back over here again, this is a picture basically just external stuff, but let's take a look now under the hood. If we go ahead and open up the box, let's see. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Let's scroll. And awesome, here's where we're getting into it. So, taking a look at the design of this new antenna, this looks very reminiscent of the M3. It's got the M3 style 2 horns, one for X-band, another one for K and KA. By the way, you guys will notice there is a wire bonded LNA here for K and KA band. Hat tip to you guys at Escort, good job there. And then underneath here, we've got all the digital processing stuff going on for their DSP, like the Max. So we've got M3 style horns, and then some of the Max style digital processing capabilities. So really cool stuff there. So look at under the hood of this new M7 style detector. And now that we've taken a look at that, let's take a look at how the wiring is actually done. So here's an example of how everything would wire together from the installation manual. So in the center of the car, we've got kind of our main control box that everything plugs into, right? So you got your controller, you've got your display, there's an external LED to light up when you're getting an alert, GPS, all this stuff. But what about the radar and the laser? This is one change that Escort has actually made. So they've got their new radar detector antenna, which actually plugs directly into their bridge box is what they're calling it. Or sorry, not the bridge box, that's the bridge box. Their main, I just read that. Their main like control box here. Now the laser jammers, rather than running the laser jammer wires through the firewall, those actually plug into this Shifter Max bridge box. So one here, and then this one here, and then there's another cable that actually runs back through the firewall and into here, which is pretty nice. That saves you from having to run the cables from both of the laser jammers themselves through the firewall. You plug them in here and then just run one cable back, which is cool. I like seeing that. I wish the radar detector plugged into here as well, because then you would have only one cable running back. That's actually how Stinger does it, and I think that's really smart. The fewer cables you need running through here, the better for installation simplicity in case you ever have to replace a cable or whatever. I really like that. But here it looks like we've got separate cables for radar and laser. Cool, whatever, good to know. Not that big of a deal. Now, as far as the way the rear stuff plugs in, I'm not totally sure about that. If we take a look here at their interface box here, there is an option here for the rear shifter, but you'll notice the front shifter would also plug in there. So front and rear radar, and here's the shifter for laser. Now, it looks like the way everything works, the bridge box itself has slots for 4 different laser jammers that you can use. And if that's the case, I think what it would require is your 2 rear laser jammers would have to run through the car, through the firewall, plug into the shifter box, and then the shifter box would still have to run back through here. So you would have these 2 cables having to run through the firewall rather than just plug directly into this box, which is actually more how the ALP does it. It seems a little silly if this would be the case. I'm hoping I'm wrong about it, that you don't have to run through the firewall and then back through the firewall again. But anyways, we'll see how that's done once everything is made available. But oh yeah, actually, here we go. Connect the rear Shifter Max to ports 3 and 4 of the bridge box. Oh, okay, so that is the way that it's being done. That's kind of dumb, but whatever. Anyways, so the rear would plug into the shifter box, and then you have to run the cable back through here. So that's the way that's being handled here with the MaxCi and the MaxCi360. Now, as far as the release date, that I don't really know. We do know a little bit about the price itself. The MSRP has already been released. Again, $3,000 for the front only setup, $3,500 if you want to add the optional rear components for the rear radar detector and the rear laser jammers. Now, as far as how effective it is, performance, the BSM filtering capabilities, if they can jam all the different guns, that kind of stuff, of course, we're going to need to see once testing comes out. But here's what we've got as far as taking a look at this documentation here as what's been made available directly from the FCC. So anyways, that's all available. Just wanted to go ahead and kind of run through this with you guys and show you how all this stuff works. So cool. As far as more information, if you guys want to discuss it, this stuff is all available on RDF. You can see it's a big thread. We've got 12 pages already so far. So if you want to, read a little bit more about it or hop into the discussion, I'll post the link here in the video description to where you guys can take a look and, read more, hop in the discussion, ask questions, and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's just a quick look here at some of the information we've got about the new MaxCi and MaxCi360, and just wanted to go ahead and share it with you guys. So awesome. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and till next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.